this happened?
You need to back up. Please, just relax.
This is Etel Haxhiaj. She is a city councilor with the city of Worcester, Massachusetts. And back in May, she's the city councilor who was caught on footage obstructing and getting physical with federal agents and local police during a deportation operation.
Let her go. She's my defender.
Now, the media and the majority of the country really just forgot about Etel Haxhiaj. So I did some research and I wanted to figure out what exactly has been going on with Etel Haxhiaj. We actually have a lot to cover in this video, so I think you guys will enjoy this update. Now, before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, but it also helps others see the videos as well, and I think people need to be reminded about Etel Haxhiaj.
A member of this city council had the audacity to publicly accuse me, I want to speak for myself, but also other members of the city council, of causing a riot, putting a target on my back, as many other people in the community have done.
Okay, so things are not looking too good for Etel Haxhiaj. Again, if you don't remember, back on May 8th, there was a deportation raid where Homeland Security found an illegal immigrant who happened to be a mother. She also happened to be identified as someone who's dangerous. Now, on the street, all of a sudden, residents started to surround the Homeland Security officers. In that crowd, Etel Haxhiaj was there as well. The local police showed up to assist the Homeland Security officers, but instead, the local police started to encounter Etel Haxhiaj. They were being pushed, they were being verbally abused, and eventually the Worcester Police Department said, "We are now charging Etel Haxhiaj with assault and battery."
A member of this city council had the audacity to spread lies and accusations without a single shred of evidence. And we're talking about elections now?
Let's go.
Why are you arresting her? Please let her go.
Put your hands on me. Back away. You're resisting arrest. You're resisting arrest. Stop.
She hasn't done
Stop.
anything.
You're wrong about that.
And by the way, in the police report, this is the female officer in which Etel Haxhiaj is being accused of making physical contact with. We will talk about this later, but I want to get back to how Etel Haxhiaj is upset with the city council of people accusing her of starting a riot and how there's no evidence of any of these accusations.
Is that what we're doing on this city council? Councilor King is right. Folks in this city that are afraid to go out on the street to come participate here because we have metal detectors outside and police officers outside and security outside. And now we have reports on signage and how to behave here. But nobody on this council, including this administration, has taken a single concern about the safety of members of this council who have been accused publicly without a shred of evidence. It needs to stop. Councilor Merrill Carlson needs to stop.
If you haven't already, make sure to please subscribe to my channel so I can give you guys updates on Etel Haxhiaj. Unfortunately, the majority of media has really forgot about this story, but I've been keeping tabs and really digging deep into the Worcester, Massachusetts archives, and I've been finding a bunch of footage of Etel Haxhiaj.
She's traumatized. Why are you holding her?
Just get him out of this area.
Let her go. She's my defender.
You gotta back up.
Like they think they're going to the PD. Just check it out.
Now remember, this event happened all the way back in May. However, on the City of Worcester YouTube channel, they are still releasing new body cam footage that highlights the events that happened on the street. Now, I have no way to prove this. I don't know if it's a logistical issue. I don't know if it's a legal issue. However, it is rather interesting that all of this new body cam footage is is now being released when Etel Haxhiaj's arraignment is coming up here very soon, which is why you should also subscribe to my channel so I can update you guys on that story.
I wasn't planning on speaking on this, but since it came up as my colleague on this part here speaks of accusations, I find it extremely ironic that on this council floor, for months now, I've been fighting for transparency and truth around things that colleagues on this council have said against myself and Councilor Nguyen.
Now, in that same city council meeting, according to Etel Haxhiaj, she's been receiving phone calls that are very nasty towards her and people in her life. She's also been approached on the street by people who are saying some pretty bad things to her face. So I did some research to look into this claim, and apparently it's actually true.
Good friends with your buddy. I understand that. And I can talk online with you too, right? Yeah, so we have a nice day too. I think you're a piece of shit, scumbag. That's the deal.
Now, that video was actually filmed and captured on Memorial Day of all days. So Etel Haxhiaj is telling the truth. It hasn't been easy for her ever since the police body cam footage has been released by the Worcester Police Department.
Touch me! Sean! Why are you letting this happen?
You need to back
Jeez.
up. Please, just back up. Relax.
I want... How do I come down? She's just a mom.
Well, I don't know
You
what
have a small baby. You have a
Why is she under arrest? I didn't make the arrest.
Now, for those of you that are new to this story, another big accusation towards Etel Haxhiaj was that she was emboldening the crowd, and because she was an elected official and she was inserting herself into the middle of this entire situation, others around Etel Haxhiaj were doing the exact same thing. Now, I want to make it crystal clear, Etel Haxhiaj was not charged with emboldening others. However, she was accused of it by the Worcester Police Union.
Daniel, federal officials are now accusing that city councilor of staging a political stunt here. And all this as we're learning new information today about the woman who was taken into custody by ICE agents. Court documents obtained by 7 News Monday reveal 40-year-old Roseanne Ferreira de Oliveira of Worcester was arrested back in February by Worcester police on charges of assault and battery of a pregnant woman.
And just a quick reminder, the mother who was captured by Homeland Security, again, they have identified her as a dangerous person, which is also why this makes this whole case interesting, how Etel Haxhiaj and the crowd, they were trying to stick up for this mother, yet Homeland Security saw it a different way, that this is actually a dangerous individual, and they're trying to make sure that everyone is protected around them, which is why the police department had to show up, and now they're protecting Homeland Security.
You arrested her and threw her on the ground.
When I was over there, the officer arrested her because she was obstructing me. We told her to get out
All
of the way.
you needed to do is just have one of us hold her in container. You didn't have to take her. This is what we talk about. This is what we talk about. That's a use of force that's unnecessary. It is unnecessary. No, it's not emotional. It's real because those people. It's very real for them.
I understand that.
Okay.
I understand that. Yep.
And you guys were acting disrespectfully. Okay? I'm trying to protect my constituents.
Okay.
And I was wag my finger as if I'm a piece of garbage. I have a right to be here. I'm the city councilor and I'm protecting my constituents.
And speaking of waving your finger in someone's face, there are multiple times in all of the body cam footage where police officers put their finger out and tell Haxhiaj you need to back up or you need to move. However, in this isolated clip, this is the female officer who puts her finger in Etel Haxhiaj's face and tells her to back away. This also happens to be the female officer in the police report, which was assaulted according to the police report. Let's go ahead and revisit this clip and watch Etel Haxhiaj's reaction.
Let's go. Why are you arresting her? Please let her go.
Don't interfere.
Put your hands on me.
Back away. Don't interfere. You're resisting arrest. You're resisting arrest. Stop.
She hasn't done
Stop.
anything.
You're wrong about that. Okay? You're resisting arrest. Don't interfere.
She has not done anything.
So again, I don't know specifically how many times a finger was waved in Etel Haxhiaj's face, but this specific angle and interaction is probably the most crucial, because this is where it seems that Etel Haxhiaj had that close interaction with the female officer here. And I also want to point out, the woman who was put in handcuffs on the footage here, she was actually released.
The incident has led to numerous rallies around the city from outreach community leaders, including Worcester City Councilor Etel Haxhiaj, who herself is now coming under fire.
The message for ICE is get out of our city.
ICE issuing a statement saying the councilor pulled a political stunt and incited chaos by trying to obstruct law enforcement. No one answered the door when we showed up at the councilor's home on numerous occasions. Meanwhile, over at City Hall, her staff told us she wouldn't be speaking to the media.
My reaction was somewhat of shock.
Republican State Senator Peter Durant is speaking to the media, however, calling the councilor's actions appalling.
The clips you see of Etel Haxhiaj where she's talking about this event, I had to look for that on the Worcester website, on the public database where they have their city council meetings that last a very long time. She's really been super quiet about anything that occurred back in May. But again, happening very soon, specifically July 23rd, that will be her arraignment.
Hey! 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 Back up! Back up!
Guys, back up. Stay back.
Don't touch her.
Sir, back up. Not obstructing.
I'm not obstructing. I'm protecting what you should be doing.
Back up.
Let go, let go. Do not touch me. Do not touch it. Away from me. Touch me. Let go of me.
Let go of her.
The elected representative of this community. She's my constituent.
Guys, back up.
There are no charges in my constituency. You are no
Now, what I find the most interesting about all of this is the fact that Etel Haxhiaj has not received any federal charges. Maybe if the federal government revisits this case and looks at all of the other footage, that might happen. But I also want to remind everyone, as somebody who covers events like this, and I never thought my YouTube channel would become this, it's becoming more and more common for elected officials or judges or very prominent figures in our government to be either arrested, on charges, investigated, things like that. When Etel Haxhiaj, when this all happened, this was not common. But then all of a sudden, we started to see stuff like this happen all the time, which is why I think a lot of people forgot about Etel Haxhiaj, maybe even possibly the DOJ.
Why are you holding her?
Just get him out of this area.
Hey, can we start walking the street this way?
Let her go.
Get her back up, man. Get her back up. You can't be up on us. Please, back up.
She's my constituent. She's my constituent.
Okay, well, you
You're
can go to
holding
the station
her.
when she gets her bail, okay?
She's done nothing. What are you doing? Why are you arresting her? Why are you arresting her?
Councilor, you cannot.
Yes, back up, man. You have to back away. Back away. You gotta back away.
Are you threatening
Back
me?
away. Get your hands off of us. Back up.
Absolutely not.
Let her go. She hasn't done anything. She hasn't done anything.
Jesus, bro.
Okay, so that's pretty much what's going on with Etel Haxhiaj. Unfortunately, there are some other clips I could not play for you guys that occurred in the city chambers. Again, mostly revolving around what's been happening with Etel Haxhiaj, how she's been dealing with a lot the public outcry against her has actually been pretty aggressive. I couldn't play those clips because unfortunately they were a little too vulgar for me to even play for you guys. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. On July 23rd, whenever you're watching this video, it's being reported on July 23rd, 2025, Etel Haxhiaj will have her arraignment. So I'm very curious what's going to happen there. But I'm also very curious if the media throughout the United States will actually revisit this story. Again, it's unbelievable how many elected officials have pretty much done the exact same thing that Etel Haxhiaj has been charged with. The only difference is Etel Haxhiaj is being charged by the local police, not by the federal government. So again, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to please subscribe. Make sure to please like the video. I really appreciate all your support. God bless, and we'll see you all later.